the panel ATL, your weekly podcast covering sex, love, dating, and issues in the world from a group of people living in Atlanta. Co-hosting for this episode is Danjiggly,
Travon,
Savoi,
Erick Joseph,
Avery.
And we are the panel.
Yeah.
the panel ATL.
y'all are so okay. All right, you guys. So in this episode, we have 3 segments. First section is What That Mouth Do, our section where we discuss sex-related topics, love and relationships, where we talk about dating and or the lack of dating. Followed by our topic of the day segment, where we talk about a hot button issue or any issue from today's media.
If you would like to follow along with the conversations had in this episode of the podcast on social media, you can do so by using the hashtag #ThePanelATL so we can see it and pod in so other people can see it.
So that's the hashtag #ThePanelATL and hashtag pod in. All right, Avery, I'll let you take it away.
No, I want to look at it.
Girl, no, you broke
I
your
want to see them
phone.
nasty pictures.
So have everybody seen the movie Girls Trip?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Yes.
You have not seen it. Well, are you familiar with the grapefruit trick?
I'm now
It's kinda
familiar
famous.
with it.
We showed you the video. Have you
Yes.
seen the video?
With that lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her name is Angel. Put some respect on Auntie Angel name.
She was sucking that
I mean,
cucumber
that
or something.
thing-
What was it? She was. Oh, it was a dildo, and she had it on there, and she was getting it right.
She was.
She's always getting it.
Yeah.
Like, I know the person she's with, like, is happy as fuck.
Got to be.
But I just want to know, do y'all have, like, any homemade or, like, tricks, I would say?
I've done whipped cream before, but that's like common. That's real common. Whipped cream, chocolate.
What did you do with, like...
Wait, what are you doing with it? Like,
Oh well, I would say that the whipped cream, it makes your penis very sensitive. So I really.
Can you set the scene for, like, what?
like, can you feel like it was a
Is it
full-on
with man
scenario?
and man, like... What,
Oh, with man.
No,
I mean, if woman and man wants to do it, then I mean that's particularly fine. I don't know how the vagina feels with whipped cream in it,
You're
but
gonna get BV. Bacteria vaginosa. Smelly cat.
Speaking of whipped cream, I saw a porn video where this guy put whipped cream, like, cause you know the little cream got that little nozzle that you.
my God.
yeah.
Butt?
In his, whatever, and his boyfriend or whoever's ass, right? Then he started fucking him, and then he nutted in him, and then he ate like both the nut and the whipped cream. That was kind of hot. I was interested, but I was like,
I mean, it's
my
hot,
thing
but-
is it ever gonna get out your body?
Right.
Sounds
Like,
like STD.
They probably have dish for men. We just switch to clean
I mean, we
that
don't
out.
have
Oh, we
dish
have an
for men.
enema.
We have fleets.
Yeah.
First things first. It's a
Which is
fleet.
not just for
It's
men.
called Fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
fleet.
never used fleet.
It's like $2 or $3 at the drugstore.
Except when there's like a product, it's usually sold out.
Yeah, so yeah, it's usually sold out most of the time.
That, I'm not going there with y'all. So I know, Danny, you got some tricks.
Oh my God, I got some tricks and some epic fails.
Oh, I got a ton of epic fails. Oh.
Which one you want me to start with? The trick? Or the
Let's
fail?
start with the tricks.
Okay, I tried, well, it's still a fail. I tried to use some Pop Rocks.
That's it.
They said it didn't feel it. They were like, it doesn't feel like anything. So then,
You must
fucking
have popped
lying.
before you put your mouth in it because
I don't know. And then I was like, okay. So my favorite soda is Dr. Pepper. I happened to have one sitting next to me in the bed, so I took a sip and did it, and they're like, oh, it's burning, man.
Wait, hold up. You did it with the, wait, hold
So
up.
you did it with the Pop Rocks on your dick and then followed by the soda.
Yeah.
That's where you fucked up. When you do it, you just use your saliva, huh?
Yeah.
You didn't need to pop
dang, you messed
the
me
This was trying to-
Right. Like,
It didn't work out.
So I guess that's a. Oh shit. Well, I've tried the ice. The ice trick.
Ice trick is
I'm using
pretty
someone.
cool. Yeah.
That is that you can't go wrong with ice. Straight couple, trans. I just feel like you can't go wrong with
that
ice.
shit had
What
me
is that
screaming.
supposed to do? I mean,
The ice-
you're numb.
no, it doesn't numb you. It's like it's just a cooling sensation. It's like when someone uses like a cough drop.
Yeah.
It's like almost the same sensation.
Done the mint too.
The mint one is a good one.
Man, really?
Because
Like,
because it doesn't burn. It's like it doesn't sting or anything. It's just like
to be exact.
I
can't do that stuff.
Why not?
Because it messes up my pH balance, and I don't want to have
some,
this.
you know, women can't do certain things.
Yeah.
Y'all do have like a pH balance.
That sucks for y'all.
But you guys you guys did a lot because I haven't.
But
used
we've had our fails
nothing
before.
weird.
Who is we?
Well, I've had a fail. Well, I didn't fail.
I can't.
The person I was having sex with had a fail. Like, so they wanted to do like chocolate.
Oh,
but
no, see.
Hold on. But they didn't have like, we didn't have like chocolate syrup or anything.
Oh shit.
no.
So they tried to melt chocolate.
Oh my god.
And I warned them. I'm like, yo.
I hope you let it cool off before.
She did.
Okay.
I thought she did. She like blew on it. And then like poured it, and I almost punched her in the face.
You should have.
Like, and then she poured it like right on the tip. Like as I was like, I was dying.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this was years ago.
It's not scarred.
No, it wasn't scarred. It was just slightly too hot. But oh man,
Your penis.
What are y'all? Do y'all know what? That sounds like a bad idea. I wouldn't even do it because it sounds like.
But it was one of those situations like Angel was talking about. Blindfold you. I couldn't see anything.
I tried the hot wax like that.
See, I don't get why people get turned on by hot wax.
It was aight, but I was like, look, I know you're trying to be romantic, but I need to stick my finger. Like, you're not finna pour no hot ass wax on me. But it was good. But see, I think I don't know, maybe I'm too controlling, but I need to see.
You're going through everything.
It's not a tsunami, guys.
I just need to see what the fuck you doing. Like, I can't be blindfolded.
Right.
Shit like that. You been burnt my damn dick off with some chocolate, and I can't.
No, that's one thing. I've never been blindfolded. I just don't trust no damn body. So, I mean, I got to see everything you're doing. Everything. I mean, just... I do.
Real talk.
If a person blindfold me, I'm just going to start panicking. And don't put no handcuffs on me, because if you blindfold and put handcuffs on me, then,
You have no control, so they can do whatever.
What the hell? That shit's
I like this
scaring me.
thundering.
I apologize for the audio quality. This is y'all horrible. But you gotta, Savoi, you quiet.
Right.
Why? Because guys,
I know the lesbians doing everything.
well, the ones I've been with, guys,
Are they whack?
they haven't been true lesbians.
Well, girl, you just
True lesbians?
It's like,
There's a level 2 lesbian?
Girl, yeah, because you trying to think like, I'm definitely
Yeah.
I don't want to be offensive, but
like
I've heard
gay
of
for
a dick
pay?
pic.
Really?
yeah, so I haven't had those experiences because most of them, they've been with me and now they trying to, the little...
Oh,
I
you
didn't
get
know
the
this at the
new
time.
one.
Yeah, I get the new one. So it's
you
like,
seasoned
God, dog, I
lesbians.
need a... Yes. Yeah. So I haven't had any grapefruits and all that.
I was just listening.
I mean, I've done like, you know,
the grapefruit.
No. What I'm saying, I haven't tried anything like that. But like he said,
The ice?
chocolate or something like
the
that, or whipped cream. Yeah,
It doesn't have
the
to be in the
Have y'all tried the lollipop?
So,
Sticking it in places the sun don't show, like in your ass, vagina.
No, but that
Can't stick stuff.
they have
in
that.
there.
No, they have that at the sex store. They have like one that's made just like a penis, and you
Oh, no,
stick it right in.
Certain stuff is very sensitive. Like, I gotta
Some
use
women
dip
can-
certain kind of soap.
Damn.
Condoms be fucking my pH up. Yes.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, no, I have a
That
friend
work?
that literally her laundry detergent like
have
messed
to
her
use
up.
all
Really?
free and clear. Like, my stuff is sensitive.
Y'all gotta keep a lot of stuff away
That
from
sounds like
the
torture.
cooch so it can
I don't
be
know.
protected.
It's just me though. I mean, a lot of women, like my best friend, she never has that problem. She can do all kinds of dumb ass shit.
You can't do fruit or anything.
Yeah, have you tried fruit or anything?
I didn't
too.
try that.
Are you not allergic? Because I can help you with some tricks and some tips.
Give me some tips.
You gotta get a lesbian. That's
my trouble.
Get a lesbian. Step
A
one.
true lesbian.
Which I don't see why you having a hard time. This is Atlanta.
No, it's like
hard
she said,
here.
they're not
No, it's
lesbian.
Atlanta. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's hard.
Wow.
It's hard.
Although I would think that lesbians have more of a broad sexual experience.
I feel like y'all have to get creative.
Yeah, like,
I feel like lesbians has to get
Yeah.
But you have to get the one. You have to get the woman that's open too, because most women they're like,
very close-minded.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's what I don't know. You gotta.
I have to find that one. So I mean, hopefully she'll come up.
So what would be something that you would like? What would be one of your fantasies that you'd want to see happen? Since you haven't experienced anything. For all the listeners out there that's interested in Savoi.
Well, let's wait until he stops walking.
So she hasn't really
Doing it
experienced.
in front of somebody.
Doing it in front of somebody? Wow.
Yeah, like just spontaneous. Like I'm just doing it, and then somebody walking and they peeping.
Well, girl, if anything, if you want me to put my actor role, you know I love to watch.
I would love to just
I've been on the show saying I like to watch people have sex. I can do a role. I can be peeking like, oh my God, they're doing what?
That's open to role playing.
Come on, role play.
Yes, for role playing.
Like,
be a police officer.
Be a police officer.
You
Like,
be
hey, somebody's
the
coming in, and I
robber.
come in and be like, and she bent over like, they got me, and
I don't really like role playing.
what? It's really.
I like it when people know their roles. Like I know
I
exactly
like
what
to
they're
hear
supposed to
couples talk about it. I don't necessarily like to do it, but I don't know.
But you shouldn't know that it's happening. You get my drift? It should be like spontaneous, like
Oh,
No.
like spontaneous.
Okay, like I get what you're saying. It's like your partner, like you come in from home, you just coming in the home, you walk in, and your partner's just like, I'm so sorry, officer, you have no idea what's going on.
and then you click in, you just be like, okay, she playing.
Oh, that is sexy.
You should make it
Okay.
spontaneous.
That could be that actually could be a trick. Like that could be a cute little trick.
I want somebody to let me abuse them. Like, slap them around. I want to be
I don't want to
dominant.
slap, but
It's a lot of people
this
who
is
like
not the-
pain like that.
What is
I
it
know
called?
someone who likes
BDSM?
50 Shades of Grey.
BDSM.
I'm going to do an episode. I got the guy who did when we went. I'm going to ask him to be on the show so we can get into.
Wait, what you got?
Yeah.
What you got?
What's his name?
The one,
The main one.
the one that was
Daddy
like,
Rod. I think that's his name.
was that the one that had like the 9
Yeah.
tails? Oh, no, was that the
Yeah,
one?
the fluffer.
Yeah.
The fluffer.
Oh,
whatever
okay,
it's
cool.
called. Yeah.
Flogger.
Yeah, flogger.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna ask him to come on the show, and then maybe you get to
interesting.
explore your your BDSM sexuality,
I will.
whatever you call it.
I'm actually interested in it. Like, it sounds pretty cool.
I don't want to get beat, but that's how we're gonna say that.
Yeah, we're gonna save it for the show.
So I can get someone, so I can tell the shit that I don't want to do, so he can find something that I can do. But that is funny. Tricks, Travon, you just stick with the fruit.
I just stick with the fruit and the whipped cream and the chocolate. I haven't done anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, that grapefruit, that look. It just looks like it's too
sloppy.
much because, first of all, I ain't got time to be cutting no fruit just to basically suck some
You're
dick.
not supposed to cut it like right before you do it. You're supposed to
Fruit is
prepare for
nasty to
it.
me. I don't see. I'm allergic
Yeah,
to
but
it.
I don't plan sex. It just happens most of the time. You know, I
It
can get
don't taste
into it.
nasty.
And in the
It's
business
not
habits,
supposed to.
I wouldn't say all dicks
Have
don't
you
taste
not
bad.
supposed to uncut dick every day?
Can I do an orange
have
instead of a
actually, and it
grapefruit?
wasn't
I'm not
nasty
really a
still.
big grapefruit
That is a
fan.
great question.
Y'all, it don't have to be just fruit.
She said you could do a. She said in her.
I would do a
video.
lemon. I love the
lemon?
tartness of a
God.
lemon. I do.
You gonna burn this
Wait,
bitch?
I have a question. What kind of small dick nigga you fucking with? Anyway,
It's gonna be just
Before we
a
get
rhyme.
I didn't think of that until I said lemon.
That's
Okay.
little.
Like, you were in the moment.
I guess it does have to be a grapefruit there. There's no other
Pineapple, you can do
citrus
pineapple.
fruit. Oh, okay.
That might be
Pineapple
They
is
mentioned that in the
good.
movie.
Peach.
Peach is good.
She did say she could do.
How you gonna do it with a peach?
A watermelon. Can you do a watermelon?
What?
Y'all are doing too
No,
much.
yeah, the watermelon's gonna break apart.
Are we gonna name all the fruit
Right.
that you could do? I mean, you can
Well, you
finger a
can do it.
banana. You never finger.
Finger.
For that's what the lesbians be doing.
That's-
Fake
that's what y'all-
lesbians.
that's what
They
y'all
got their
be
finger
doing.
bananas. Like, oh, okay, this is how I do it.
Nah, I don't do all of that.
No, not you. I'm talking about that's how they. That's what they probably
They,
be like.
they
I'm a
use
lesbian
cucumbers
now.
too. They use cucumbers. They just
Well,
stick it in
actually, a cucumber is good for your pH balance. Like it helps.
Yeah, health tips.
Just peel
the- Y'all
it.
hear that, girls?
Explain.
You peel it, and then you insert it a few times, and
A few. So
it's not for pleasure. It's not for pleasure. It's for.
The bitch has to stop listening now. You told them don't do it for pleasure. They said,
I mean,
bitch.
if they want to, but it really does bring back.
Have you tried it?
get why a cucumber is pH balanced. I mean, because it has a lot of water in a cucumber, so I guess I could get why it has a good pH.
You could do a pickle too.
No, they got that's
it's a pickle after you're done. I'm just
I'm not coming to your house and eating no pickles.
I
would never do that.
I just don't know what to touch. Actually,
There are a lot of things that are good
Peanut
for
butter?
you that are natural.
Oh, my jack is going off.
Garlic is good for yeast infections.
What?
A clove of garlic is good for a yeast infection. You stick it in some gauze and you tie a string around it and you put it up in there for a night. When you wake up in the morning, pull it out.
I'm gonna give you your own little segment.
Right.
Girl, you teaching them. You're teaching me because I don't need it. I'd be like, girl, I think on one of my first early episodes, Danny was talking about yeast infection.
I learned this stuff when I was dating a Hebrew Israelite.
Oh, yeah, because all, like, natural remedies. That's a good thing. We need to do that.
I done dated a lot of different kinds of people.
That's why so I've tried the ice is good. If anybody want, get the ice, get a little bit, put it in your mouth first. I would say don't use like the ice as soon as you get it out the ice maker. Like get it a little wet with your mouth and get it melted.
So your mouth can be like cool. And
that too, but it was just so that the ice would be a little better and just let that shit drip and go around that nipple. You can do the ass. You can do the
yeah, but I use ice more for foreplay.
I don't know about the balls. The balls is just so sensitive.
No, the area, the ass crack in the balls right there.
Oh, okay.
You go right there. Oh no, girl, don't come back over there.
Wait, y'all don't have taints? Wait, women don't have taints?
Yeah, we got a taint.
Yeah, well,
I'm bringing over there. So you do it for that. You can do that neck.
Okay.
That neck. You could, girl, you could do that anywhere. The women can do it for their men. I assume, I'm not an expert in this area, so y'all women tell me if this will work. But I assume you could do it around the vagina lips. Could you?
I don't think I'd like it.
What if you did like the inner thighs though?
The back of the kneecap. I think that's very sexual. No, you playing? I think that's like one of my spots.
And you could
back here.
You could tell them like
sexy place.
For the women, you could be like Angel in one of her videos. Get your ass over, and then you can put it on the back.
Actually, no.
And right there at that little back, right before it gets to that back. I'm trying to help y'all keep y'all man and women. Do that with the ice. That works. The mint with sucking dick. Mint.
I would say mint or a cough drop. Or an ice cube and a cough drop.
You know what I thought when you said mint? I thought you going to use the actual leaf itself.
The leaf of what?
A mint leaf.
The actual mint. I don't know why.
I haven't got that far.
That's too natural. That's a little too natural. Ooh,
that's an organic couple. That's a true organic couple.
I've used, I guess.
I mean, you could use
I be thinking like this is normal. Like I don't want to sound like a slut, but I was doing the ice trick in high school. Like that's nothing new.
Yeah. That's like one of the first tricks that I think
that's nothing new. That's why when you just mentioned that, I was like, wait, that's nothing new. But some people that is new.
I mean, it's nothing new, but you still a slut.
I mean, that's nothing new either. Shit. But and then the pot rocks. You just gotta put in your mouth. Don't use no cola.
Because it's gonna fizz it.
Girl, no. I did that.
I don't know.
I am a slut because I did that in like high school too.
But y'all don't count oral as sex anyway.
Yeah, so that's sex. I'm sorry. That's
I said the same thing, but that's neither here nor there.
Most people don't think oral is sex, but I mean, if you are going to release. Then it's considered sex to me.
But I did definitely use peanut butter before.
Peanut butter?
What did you use?
You better well have some jelly with some damn sandwich.
I'm trying to figure out where.
Peanut butter on the tip.
Of the penis?
Yeah.
That's too much, baby. I'm trying to have sex. I ain't trying to eat a buffet.
Oh, I thought you was jacking Might have been interesting.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to eat a buffet. I'm trying to bust a nut. I mean, y'all talking peanut butter, pineapples, ice, oranges, grapefruit, banana.
I see your problem.
You
just trying to get a giant. You gotta milk
with that foreplay that we trying to teach
Maybe
you when you get to that nut.
Well, you can just listen to this episode and just be like ready.
Yeah.
Like, baby, just come out with the full grocery store and be like, we about to try it all.
It's not like we saying fried chicken, macaroni and cheese,
Shit,
cornbread.
I think I would like that.
That don't sound too bad. Like you talking like that low-key
Eat some
sound.
lasagna off this pussy.
That fried chicken actually don't sound bad, honestly. If you cut it up into pieces and you put it on their body and eat it, look at them.
Once again,
Or you can take a chicken, or you get a chicken tender,
the show,
and then take the chicken tender, like for girls,
some
put it
ranch
around
on
the
it,
lips.
you know?
For the boys, put it around the booty hole. Like,
I'm no longer talking. I'm done, y'all. It's canceled. Like, I'm no longer talking. Somebody can send it to break. I'm done. No more tips. Sorry.
what? We took it too far. A little too far. And on that note, I guess we're gonna take a quick break.
I'm not gonna try. The chicken tenders with the red. Me, I guess.
Well, welcome back to the show.
Okay,
Our next topic is love and situationships, relationships and privacy. How much privacy do you keep in a relationship?
All of it.
I try. I can't right now.
If you, I don't know. I gotta. I guess I like to have my passwords and things like that. But I feel that you can be open about other stuff.
Oh, that's what we're talking about?
Which particular
is that not it?
privacy? Yeah.
Privacy in general.
I thought we were talking about like privacy of you being in a relationship and like
In
people
general,
seeing you
just
like.
privacy in
We
every
can talk about it
aspect.
from both ends.
Oh, okay.
Both
Okay.
I mean, I guess when I wrote the damn outline, I was talking about
Privacy in general.
Oh,
it's
that.
privacy in general.
Yeah.
For me, I try to have my privacy, but they want, which is fine. Like, I'm not opposed to it. You can follow me. I really wanted my social media private because I like to tweet whatever the fuck is on my mind, and I don't like that censorship. Like, oh shit, wait, maybe I shouldn't tweet that. But so they want to follow me like on everything, and I'm just like, you get me 100% of the time. Like, I want to post whatever the fuck I want to post without like you seeing it. Like, is that bad? Like,
No,
for
it's not
me,
bad at
I like my
all.
privacy. I
I
need
get it,
something that you don't,
Because you
see.
shouldn't control everything.
You feel like you need to escape into that world where you can just be you and you don't have to worry about your significant other watching
Judging
you.
or- yeah.
Or
I
just
think
not
you,
care.
I think you do a great job.
Who, me?
Yeah, on your privacy with your
Can you
relationship.
say that again?
I think you do a great job. No, seriously. I really do feel like Avery does a really great job because, like, they've been in a relationship for a while now. And
Yes,
the way that you watch his page, it's kind of like you don't even, first of all, you don't even know if they're a couple. But then secondly, when you know they're a couple, they only give you like little bits of detail, but they do such a great job
Which that was shit.
at privacy. I don't know who
Bitch, I be
controls
like,
it. I don't know if
bitch, it
y'all
was
both
me. I was
control
like
it.
Beyonce on the phone. Like, I literally posted a picture of us like almost early in the game,
Yeah.
but it was like a regular picture, and then like everybody was like, "Well, you in a relationship?" And I'm like, "The picture, it's on Instagram." And they're like, "Well, I didn't know." And I'm like, "Good." I mean, it wasn't supposed to be obvious. Not that I'm trying to hide it. I literally like certain things private.
Yeah.
I talk about sex, I am, but like even when they come to the show, I'd be like, damn, I really wouldn't want him to listen to this show or this week's episode. But I mean, for me, I just like a certain level of privacy. So I'm just like, you can get the passwords to all that, but at least for me, I need like one thing that you can't see.
Yeah.
So I can literally just be myself. Like I may just want to vent or just something. I need something that you cannot see.
I am completely opposite. I love for everyone to know who I'm with, and I love all the attention from that.
And I gotta reply for you when you done.
Okay. But the only thing I don't love is when they out making me look dumb as hell. That's the bad part. But, you know, before anything like that had happened, though, I used to post pictures of my boyfriend up all the time, and every time we were somewhere, well, me and Bae, this and that. I don't think we had no pictures on my page like this year.
Oh, wow.
Maybe not even. I think the last picture probably was in like November or something.
And why is that?
We know why.
It should be. It definitely shifted.
Yeah.
But okay, so I think for you it's different because I know in the gay community. Well, my fear. Okay, so let's be honest. When I first literally started not posting, it was out of fear. I hated. I did not want to be one of those gay people that be like, "Oh, I'm in a relationship."
Yeah.
And then 2 months later.
Yeah.
So I remember we talked about this on the show a while back, and that is the reason. I think that is more than a reason why I haven't sent like a memo to everyone like, hey, I'm in a relationship, because I feel like once I like make it public, like very known, it's gonna fuck up.
Besides, I think a relationship is supposed to be private anyway. You know, like back then, people got into a relationship, and then it's not like they told the world. You know, they were just a couple, and I'm more old school, so I just feel that if you're going to be in a relationship, of course, you're going to have to deal with things in the private matter. So that's why I feel that relationships are supposed to be private in general. I don't know. I usually, when I was with what's the face, it took me 6 months to post something about him on social media because I always fear about people being in my DMs.
Because
people want you when you in a relationship, and I don't like that shit. Like, where was you when I was single and dry? Like, I just
when I needed a nut.
Yeah, like it's just all of a sudden I get a man, or if I was straight, I'll get a woman. And I'm speaking for everybody, really. And next thing you know, somebody slides into your DM, talk about, so can I just, can I get some head? It's just 5 minutes, they'll never know. Yeah,
Somebody said that to you before? Can I get some head?
Yes.
Just like that?
Yes.
Oh, that's not the shocking part. The shocking part was the 5 minutes part. Just to be clear.
They wasn't doing none of the tricks we was talking. That's why.
Right. That's why I said 5 minutes.
They was just.
See, that's why I was only 5 minutes.
But it's really it's disrespectful when people go into your relationship, and that's why I feel like a relationship should be private. Social media is just too exposing, these days.
What you got?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say this generation is nothing's private anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, it depends on you and your mate. For instance, for me, I would definitely keep it private because now people are so. They're pretending now on social media. Like you be seeing it on people, they look like they happy. Then you see them the next day they arguing. The next week they with somebody, so it's like I wouldn't put my stuff out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be private, and I don't have to show people that I'm in love. You know what I'm saying, or prove to them by a picture that we're in love. Like I don't have to post it.
Plus, I feel like
I'll post a picture if I'm going out of town.
I feel like privacy starts with self. Like I'm private in general. Like I don't really post on Snapchat that much. I don't really post on Facebook that much.
And we both are. So it works perfect. But if I get what you say. If it was the other way around, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work for me because I need that picture down and.
I mean, for real, I can't believe that. But I want the world to know.
I know for a fact, I'm probably
if it's genuine.
I just don't care.
If it's genuine.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so here's the thing, and I've ran into this before, where I'm on social media a lot, and I post a lot of shit. I mean, whoever follows me, like, between my blog and social media.
But I'm going to stop. I never knew you was in a relationship.
No, most people don't know, but it's not because of I don't want to post you because we're gonna break up and stuff. It's like that's just not my thing is my first couple of boyfriends and girlfriends, I had we're together, we're in a relationship, change Facebook, this, that, and the other, and literally the minute that happened was the minute that we broke up. Like not the minute, but usually it was a quick turnaround. So after that,
keep going because I thought you was like. I thought you were saying the opposite of my situation, but you kind of proving my situation to be true.
Right. But then after that, I was just because it's two sides of it. So the first side, my thing is, if you want to post stuff about us, cool, do that all you want. But I'm probably not going to do it. I'm not going to sit there like one of my exes, I remember, got so mad at me because I didn't post him as my man crush Monday. one day. And I was like, for real? Like that's what you worried about? I'm sitting here spending hours on the phone with you, talking with you, building this connection with you, and you so obsessed with because of I don't post you, but right.
That's the young folk, young-minded people.
Immature minded.
It's just the people who are addicted to social media are like
it's a lot of people like that.
Like, and people wanted that hype, and that's the thing that I don't like.
People who are going to break up on social media, and you're going to see their whole entire
you're going to know their whole life
on Facebook.
I'm going to say, most people don't know. Most of my getting into relationships and breaking up, like, no one actually knows it. And it's because I don't want you to know it. Like, I don't want people... Yeah, right. It's none of your business.
People be waiting for tragedy.
Exactly. I got enough people hating on me for everything else. So.
I would say I'm very lucky to have dated people who wasn't really on social media. Because I ain't had to worry about them what they had to say. Because Avery, I speak my opinion. Like there's no tomorrow.
Well, that's the other issue why I don't.
But it's. I'm really lucky to know that I haven't dated anybody that's really on social media like that. So I didn't really have to deal with that. But if that ever crossed, I have dealt with this one situation where this boy had a full Tumblr. And that really bothered me that I had to literally have a deep conversation with him on that because I said if we ever become like...
Was he posting on Tumblr?
Was he posting on Tumblr?
He was posting on Tumblr.
You have to say that because of Tumblr.
Yeah.
Most people got Tumblrs just to look at everybody else.
No, he had a Tumblr where he posted for his fans every single morning.
But did you know that when you started talking to him?
No, I didn't.
Was he making money off of it?
Until I found out by people later on, and people were just like, "Oh yeah, he has a full."
Because he never told you, so that's
that is kind of cheating, but
that's so
it's not
weird.
like he's physically doing stuff with people.
It's just me. I'm the opposite.
Saying he's posting for his fans.
He's posting for his fans, but I don't.
He's posting for himself.
Well,
it's like
that could be a sign of cheating because you could arrange a sexual situation with somebody when you do have a Tumblr, and I would know this because. Just paying attention to
situations.
Well, let me say this: would you consider it cheating if he was camming back and forth, webcamming with someone?
Nope.
That's not cheating.
I wouldn't.
You want to call it?
No, you're making money.
Not for money. I'm just in general.
Oh, if you're just doing it for general. No,
that's really a hard question because if it's a sexual desire for them and they was doing it way before you dated them,
they shouldn't be doing it no more if y'all get together.
That's true. That's very true. But I still don't. It's still
if you date an escort,
call that.
Why would you get mad at them?
You can't tell them to change their life. That's how they make their money.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't put myself in that situation though. But like you say, some people might do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't. I don't think I would. Not an escort. Maybe I've dated a stripper actually.
Really?
Would you do a porn star?
I could date a porn star.
I don't know. Everybody's been up and
tired. It's just
because for them it's a job. They don't they're not walking in there
what comes with the porn star is again the social media, the privacy. You got a bunch of people who are still messaging them and
they jacked off to them. Which for me is that means out of all the people all these fans that you had, you skipped all your fans and you chose me. That's how I see it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I
still got. But to me, I feel like you still got secret holes.
We're talking about privacy. Then what is private? Because your sex life is not private. No, everybody's going to assume they know what you and your significant other's doing because they see what he does for a job.
But they don't know
that's not necessarily true. Because there are some that tops on camera, but they really bottom it in real life. I would know. I wish I could say some names.
Stop trying to put everybody on blast. Right. Y'all just trying to put it all out.
And for the petty segment today.
Right.
We'll be discussing short dick ass.
But it's a lot of them that, they have to go and play that trade role, but they really be like girls.
But get your money though. If you I don't know, that's just
I'm
my
never
thing.
gonna stop with that.
I ain't opposed to the porn
I may not be with you while you get the bag.
My safety in my body. But
if
if
they're HIV negative on PrEP, like doing everything that they're supposed to.
It's not even about that. It's about the fact that your body shares from another person.
Yeah, do you know how many people?
And sex to me is a spiritual thing, and the fact that you share with everybody, you share all your goods with everybody, all the tricks, all of the different types of positions.
What makes me special?
But to be fair, the first job was prostitution.
But my thing about porn is if you're getting paid, fine, whatever you're getting paid. What's the difference between a porn star and a prostitute?
That's true.
What's the difference?
Because they off camera.
So my thing is, if you're getting paid to do it on camera, when you do the same thing without a camera, that makes it even better. Like, everybody get to see me be a slut. So that's why I can't really date a porn star, because my thing is, it's literally a half a step away from prostitution, and I have nothing against that with people. I've talked to somebody who was, and I was just like, I'm gonna give it a try, but nothing ever happened because that's. Escorts and prostitutes, escorts
and sex workers,
and escorts and porn stars. I just can't date a stripper. I can because essentially,
you don't know what a stripper's doing.
I don't, but I just like I said, I just
you don't know what anybody's
doing. Right?
No, but I know for a fact that you are having sex for money. So what is the difference between a porn star and an escort?
Stuff on the side too, because
not necessarily.
They kind of
y'all are assuming because y'all are just
look at Jack for example. You can see you can see a person on Jack and it's a porn star, but he also gives like special services to people. Like he'll do things in front of the camera with them, or he'll be the masseuse, or he'll give them private dance lessons or stuff like that. Like porn stars actually have they do a lot of side gigs and hustle.
I respect that.
But see, that's why I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want to deal with all of that. That would be a really huge issue.
On privacy, but I have a question then. If you will date a porn star, right? Mm-hmm. You'll date an escort too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you still kind of cheating if he's out here having sex, or he or she is out here having sex with random people and they're paying him?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
What if she's not giving you enough?
If you're getting paid, no.
What if he is
that's your job? That's your job.
Sex, though? What if you feel neglected from them? What do you feel like you're not getting enough?
Oh, Lord.
Like emotionally or physically? Because what are we talking about? But how do you know? Like, but if someone's giving, like, if someone is like emotionally, like, if you guys are emotionally yoked and everything works out, and the only difference is their job is literally they're getting paid to have sex, like, why is that a problem?
I'm gonna say this: y'all have to understand. You're more for an open relationship anyway. So
I am.
That's why I'm like,
That's the key thing.
It doesn't bother me. Like,
I don't want no damn open relationship.
I'm getting mad. Like, the fuck? Like, you can telling me you can cheat as long as you getting paid?
No, it's not cheating if you getting paid. Especially bringing money and paying bills that I ain't gotta pay. I'm good. But getting back to privacy, because I know we're talking about relationship-wise. What about
privacy? Because you're still sharing all your body with all these other people.
Okay. But what about like personal privacy? Like, so do you guys, whoever you date, do you give them like your passwords and all that, like, or no? Like, yo.
No. I don't have an issue giving people my password.
There's nothing in my phone.
There's nothing in my phone or on my social media.
But I have a caveat to it.
I will tell you what not to go to, like.
Okay. I would even say that. I don't even have a problem doing that. My thing is that depending on where we are in the relationship, like, don't get mad for what you see.
So, what is it?
So,
you're going different. What is it?
Yeah, you're going through a whole different situation.
What? So if we just
tell me
met,
what I can't get mad about, so I can.
So if we just met, we're not exclusively dating.
Different.
No,
it's different.
That's different.
Because if we exclusively,
that's why I'm saying it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. No, you can go on my phone. I don't care. But don't get mad
if any. I just want to see.
Yeah, that's probably a lot.
I know. I want to see.
No, ain't that much.
Drop me some
Here, like, I'll give my phone. I don't care. I used to not even have a passcode on my phone. The only reason why I have a passcode on my phone, because about 6 or 7 years ago, I had an ex who literally went through my phone while I was sleeping. That's the only reason.
You don't give out
That's the best time to go through the phone.
I've never no. Let me take that back. If I'm with someone and like somebody's like, "Oh, what's your password?" I'll just say it. I'm like, I don't care, because if we're not exclusively dating and you see something you don't want to see, that's your fault. Who told you to go into my phone and snoop around like that? So you saw something you don't want to see.
I see his point.
Like that's my thing. But if we're like exclusively dating and you see like, oh, you got jacked on, you got all these other apps open.
You keep your jack?
No, usually if I'm exclusive, well, no. Let me. Depending on what stage of dating I'm in. Right. I got levels to dating. If we are in a relationship, I will have.
Does this apply for men and women? Because you know
we're not doing this again.
Because you're not ready.
Yeah, I'm bi.
Wow.
Do you not listen to the show?
Right.
I didn't listen to that segment. I was out of town, y'all. I didn't
Y'all was
listen to that
bi bashing on the first episode, but we're not gonna talk about that. Ain't that right, Dan?
Yeah.
We're gonna come to that later. But anyway, but no,
Read the letter again. We gotta give the girl some advice again.
we can't.
Because I don't. This is when they meet you. They don't get this person. Are you faking it? With
No,
them?
I'm not. That's the crazy part. Like most people, I don't understand when people are like, "Well, you sounded like an asshole, but I just didn't know that you were an asshole." And I'm like, but I've never changed my personality.
Eric, I don't believe you're an asshole. I just think you have
Eric's
a perspective. You're an asshole? Oh my God.
You've never been an asshole to me, but when I first met Eric, this is what you get.
Right, like I am who I am, and I was like, I don't care. Like my thing is, I don't care. So it's like I'm open to a lot more shit than most people think. Like everyone, like
That's why we have this show.
what are you looking through?
I'm trying to find the dick.
There ain't no.
I saw one. It was like one.
I'm not trying to find the
Bent
dick.
over.
It's digging.
That ain't me though. Like that's the crazy part. Like it's not me. It's somebody else.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Like I'm not gonna believe what people send me. But yeah, like
We should do that on the show.
Like-
And we should pass our phones and
just let
another
everybody
person
see
should go through
what.
it.
She, I can see some shit.
Ooh, I don't know about my phone because
Right, you start questioning everything in there. But yeah, like I told you, like so when it comes to privacy, I'm very open. Like I'm like, you see what you see. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Because my thing is like, because I don't know. Let me know. I don't talk about all this on social media and stuff like that. But I'm like, once you're in my circle or I'm dating you, you're gonna deal with me how I am, and you're gonna see what you have to see. Now, don't get mad when you see some shit you may not like.
It's one thing if you go through somebody's phone and you see like their pictures of their ex and they have videos and stuff like that. That's one thing because I had to deal with that situation, but I didn't really get mad because I was like,
what type of pictures and videos?
Nasty
Sex,
pics.
yeah, like sex videos.
So
Yeah,
y'all
but
think
you
that?
did something new.
No. I'm saying that I wouldn't have an issue with it. I've been through that situation before, but that's something that you can't control because you can't control who you use to date. And plus, our iPhones and computers nowadays, we ain't trying to go through every single thing that a person went through, especially when you're in a relationship with them for a long time. You don't have time to delete all of that stuff.
How much memory does your phone have?
I got the biggest memory.
Oh my
So
God.
just stop scrolling. Like
I don't want to stop.
128, 256.
I'm trying.
I have 128.
I feel like I'm right there or something.
she thinks she ain't gonna find nothing.
Girl, it's probably on a Dropbox, girl.
No, I don't have Dropbox anymore. When they started charging people, I was
Or
like,
it might be in his iCloud.
It's not there either.
Oh, there's an app called. For those people looking for a little extra privacy, there's this app called Vault.
Yeah, I have that too.
Yeah, guys, download that. You can put your pictures in there. I had it.
What
I don't have
happened to
it.
it?
I just stopped. I stopped
anything.
saving pictures.
Just that
Pictures
one
don't
thing.
turn me on in videos. I just want to be there. But I had it.
Yeah.
Not in a relationship like many years ago.
Yeah.
But there apparently there's footage of me in their phone in Vault. So that's how I know.
This is why I don't get recorded. Like,
I mean, there's no faces in it, but yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been recorded. That's a really
I make
good
videos.
question.
Not judging. I'm just saying.
I mean, I've been recorded in a relationship,
Videos too.
no.
but I don't know
have
if I
videos.
like as a single man.
Boy.
You've been recorded, but not.
No, not of me, but other girls. I'm
record
not
them?
recording. Yes, I got some right now.
record them doing what?
You'll see that off.
What?
I'm gonna show y'all some stuff.
Oh, I want to see that.
All right, so we about to take.
But it's probably nothing because you know she be trying to
Right,
get to the nut quick.
Right. Ain't going on nothing. So boy just got like finger,
No, I don't mind
pow.
I don't mind doing foreplay, but I mean, After so much foreplay, you ready to bust a nut. How long you think foreplay should last?
How long is too long?
15 minutes.
I mean,
At least 15 minutes.
When it's good.
no time limit, because if you end it, you end it. Like, no time limit.
Get me to that point where I'd have made you nut without touching it with the foreplay. You didn't nut it before we got the penetration sex.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you're not able to do that, Savoy.
No, listen. Oh, don't do that now.
I'm a nigga that likes
what I'm
rowdy,
saying-
so I don't care about time.
I see what y'all saying. I was just wondering, was it a time limit on?
No, it transitions to when I get you to that peak. When I know you just.
It's a time limit on
you don't
porn.
wanna do it
Because I don't want to see foreplay for 30 minutes on porn. But, like, if you're doing it in real life, I don't care.
Well, no, not me. Because
we were definitely talking about privacy.
come on, let's go back to
Let's go back to privacy.
I don't know. For me, privacy, I guess, I don't know what I was going to say. I had something really good. Oh, okay. I know this isn't about what we would, this goes back to what I was saying about letting the world know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, damn, what the fuck was I keep having brain farts. Letting the world know. Okay. So my thing was I liked to post him because I felt like I won, right? No one really wins in those situations. You either looking stupid with him or being stupid fucking him on the side. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all bitches dumb and he just winning.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this. If your man is cheating and you know about it and you're not gonna do nothing about it, like
Don't say nothing.
Let him cheat, bitch. Why bother him if you gonna stay with it, girl?
That's true. That is very true.
Why are you causing yourself
That
and
is
him
very,
arguing and all this?
very
When you can just
Exactly.
shut your damn mouth.
And guess what? Shut your mouth and just have you a piece on the side.
I should have cheated.
yes, ma'am.
Why you think Keisha Cole made a damn song?
I'm not cheating, I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't be no I should have cheated. Either I would already be cheating or I'll be out. But I'm not finna sit there and cry, you cheating on me, or I can cry and then be there for 3 years.
So if your privacy, if you guys had a conversation where, you know, you keep your privacy and I keep mine or whatever, you know, if that person break it, would you break up with her or him?
What do you mean? Like, if they, like, so, like, I'm, like, I don't post
your
anything,
journals
but if
or something that's dear to you that you don't really want nobody to read.
if they put it on social media, or if they just read it.
Oh, no, they may not put it. Well, just read it in general.
Oh, no.
Because they're breaking your privacy in general.
Oh, no, I'll be cool. I mean, I'm
you
very
get, like,
open. I got
3
therapists
strikes.
that I talk to. Like,
There's many
I talk to everybody about my issues.
Even with your, even with like your accounts and stuff like that.
It's great. Huh?
Even with like accounts when it comes to financials.
Oh, nah, no one would get into those things. That's where I draw the line. Honestly.
Yeah, I draw the line financially, even though.
We not getting if we're not getting a shared bank account, I don't want to hear
But
about
see,
it. Like,
I had
I'm not
to
gonna
know
see yours.
my
You don't have to see
ex's
mine.
social security number.
Not
That was a
that's
purpose
what
why I had to know his number.
If you
I
get
looked
a
out for him.
relationship with someone and it was, you know.
Oh no, I know. I normally can tell when someone's a scammer. Like one, I normally can tell.
But, oh, God.
I can normally tell when someone who makes less than me. Like I can just tell about the way we interact.
I still know my ex's social
Wait a minute,
security
what?
number. I probably will always look.
Someone that makes less than you, the way y'all, like, what
So
do you mean?
okay, so I guess we gotta go into this.
That's probably half of the niggas in Atlanta.
More like
80%.
More like 3/4.
What?
Because I know when you working, I'm just like, girl.
Right. So
that's
don't
not nice.
don't let the commonness in what I wear.
That's not what
fool
I'm not
anybody.
getting at that.
I don't show off my money. I invest it. I do other things with it. So, but at any time, okay, I'll give a prime example of me spending money as I want. I went to the Formation Tour VIP twice.
Bitch.
Well, yeah, I saw that. He was
that
like,
sounds like money.
You got cornered because I had set a budget before tickets went on sale, and I said I'm not spending more than $200.
Really?
And for $120, I got in section 200
Oh, that's
on
cute.
the first couple. It was so cute.
That was cute.
It was in my price range. It was $120, so I saved $80, and I had a great ass view. But I wasn't gonna be down there.
I pretty much was 5 feet away from Beyonce.
But that's your fave because
That is my fave.
because
So
even if I
Why
had
did
the
you have on
money,
that shirt? They said boycott.
it was from her concert.
Yeah.
She sold them.
Concert from the
yeah, she's
Oh, I remember why.
Yeah,
Because of the
she's-
anti-police
Right, she
situation.
sold
She's so
them.
damn smart.
Thank you. That's why I bought it. Because everybody asks, you hate Beyonce, but that's neither here nor there. So, yeah. So when I...
those tickets. Can you share how much?
So the one in Atlanta, which came with the party, were $700 a piece.
Oh my God.
And then the ones in New Orleans.
Someone else to go? You said a piece.
Yeah, I paid for me and my ex now. My now ex.
That ex, and y'all broke up.
Right.
The crazy part was we broke up like a month later, and I was pissed. I
would have asked
my money
for
back.
refunds.
I thought about it, but I was like, no.
I go to concerts. Speaking of that, I know we just get off topic. I paid for SZA tickets, and I've been like, bitch. And we break up before SZA.
Right, like
I'm telling this shit, like, bitch, you better be with me for the rest of this motherfucking year.
yeah, exactly.
SZA.
And then the second one was in New Orleans, and I didn't do the party that time because the party wasn't that good. You don't really meet no celebrities or anybody. I think I paid like $550 a ticket.
Oh, wow.
But that's because my mom wanted to go.
Ain't no food come with them tickets.
The first one, yes. The second one, no.
What?
Okay.
I need some chicken or
I know
something.
people
But
pay
you get like a whole suit. You get a souvenir bag and stuff with it too.
That's cute.
So so you don't really have to buy like any souvenirs or anything. You're
I
right
have
there.
to pay for a
been to a
Beyonce
concert.
ticket.
I had a budget of $200 and I had a great view. I saved $80
That's great.
by setting the budget first.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go with Avery's, plan of saving $80.
But back to what I was saying about what you guys said about privacy and financials. So no, I will not share my financials with normally someone who I'm
I'm not
dating.
getting nobody my social security.
Most people already
At what point in
know.
time would you release that
unless we're
privacy
married.
though?
Mine
Married.
was different. He
Yeah,
had
People
to
know.
give me his
You can go on
social
Glassdoor,
security
type in the company I
number.
work
Went through
for
a lot
and
of
my
health
position,
issues, and I
you can see a range.
needed to be the provider.
Would you get a prenup?
Huh?
Would you get a prenup?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd also make my partner get a prenup because you never know if they like what they're doing. Or if they may come up with something. So I would probably say we both should get a prenup.
Why are people so opposed to
I want
prenup?
to do a prenup. If I love you, we love each other.
I don't mind signing one, but I don't mind signing one, but I need stipulations.
Yeah,
For
like
example, no cheating.
Girl,
If
it's
you
gonna be
cheat,
crazy.
yeah.
Mine's like-
And I want to have a baby.
Yeah, I can do that.
Right. Like
I
that's
want to have a baby.
I don't know. I don't know about prenup. I never really
And we
thought
need to
about
be like
that.
Stipulations
having
like
lots
if
of
you
sex.
it gotta be shit like that if you cheat. Because my thing is not. I have no problem because I know sometimes it doesn't work out. You outgrow people.
Yeah.
right.
That's true.
But my thing is, if you disrespect me, and when I say disrespect, that means like cheating and fucking me over or something like that, then I want to protect myself
Yeah.
so I can sue you, so I can hurt you. Because the best way to hurt somebody back is to get in your pockets.
Right.
I saw on Facebook this meme. It was like if your husband is on his deathbed and he confesses to you that he has another girlfriend, well, not another girlfriend, a girlfriend, and she has 2 of his children, and he dies, and he left you with $400 million. Are you gonna give them any of that money? No, they ain't gonna get a motherfucking thing. And I need all of that money for my pain and suffering from hearing that he was cheating on me and had a family on the side.
Oh, hell yeah, I agree. I agree, honestly.
I felt that, honey.
I know too.
I felt that. That's why I agree.
I felt that.
I mean,
I knew that he was married.
if I never met the child, I'm sorry. Like, I care not that you're struggling. I never met you, so I don't know.
And that's because
I don't
he
know
was
it.
private.
I didn't even know it
He was
exists.
being private with his other life.
And he should have made sure they were taken care of.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's why that's why I said I'm totally down for like prenups and everything, but I really don't even want to get married. But that's neither here nor there. So we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
Taking a break. It's hot in here.
It's like, girl.
Open it
I gotta
now.
breathe.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna talk about the topic of the day now.
Oh, you know it's still on mute, though. You know
No, it's not.
No,
It's been, he been recording for a
You better
minute.
be getting it.
I be paying attention. I watch the
And
waves.
like, we ain't gonna fuck up on my episode.
Right. Y'all think. Anyway, but yeah, so have you guys, for the topic of the day, have you guys ever heard of the term intersectionality?
No.
I have a little bit, but you can explain it for those people.
Savoy?
No.
All right, so I'll give you the definition of it. I'll talk about the history about it. So it's the interconnected nature of social characterizations such as race, class, and gender. So it was started like in the 1980s by this lady named Kimberly, and she black because she had an E with an accent at the end for Kimberly, not just EY.
Kimberly.
Crenshaw.
Oh, cringe.
Right,
Definitely black.
Kimberly Crenshaw. She's actually a civil rights activist. and this came through the feminist phase. So this is actually like a more of a feminist term than anything. But basically, there was a case at a manufacturing company where like a ton of black women were laid off. But the issue was there was nowhere to, like, they couldn't go to court because they couldn't explain why. So they couldn't fully go to and say it was racial discrimination because the black men weren't fired, and they couldn't say they were fired that women were discriminated because white women weren't fired. So basically the term intersectionality came up, and basically it's a characterization of how many, basically, I call it pivots that you have in your personality type.
Yeah.
So like me being a black, bisexual, educated male gives me like 3 different intersectional pivots. For like Savoi, her being a black gay woman gives her 3. Like so on and so forth. It's things like that.
Wow.
Wow.
That is interesting.
Well, because the thing is now there's a lot of stuff in the media. There's a lot of arguments going in the media about intersectionality. So like a prime example, why do gay people not stand up for Black Lives Matter? Why
that's a frequent question.
Why do black people not stand up for gay rights? Especially when the fact that gay rights are being legalized basically because they're using the Civil Rights Acts to basically push forward
we could do the same thing as black.
We can all work together.
I guess black people, they say lazy, I guess.
Well,
because oh, go ahead.
No, go.
No, I'm just saying because, you know, the gay community, they be on it.
Right.
Yeah.
They read,
to an extent. To an extent, because a lot of people don't realize that the gay community was like combining with everybody until marriage equality. So the minute that marriage equality was passed and everybody could get married, there's actually a reduction across most LGBTQA.
That's LGBTQ white gay people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there was a big.
That was their biggest concern.
Yeah, that was their biggest concern was getting married. So now they've gotten married, everything has gone down.
Because if it was up, go ahead.
Well, no, because and even within the gay community, so like the thing about doing like AIDS research for minorities and things of that nature, it's decreased. Mm-hmm. So now, like, there's a lot. So now, like, all the money that the LGBTQ community was getting is significantly dropping.
This is really interesting. Like, no, this is super interesting. I had to sit down and realize this. Like, this is super interesting. I don't know. I think going back to what you were saying about black people, why are certain gay people are not for Black Lives Matter? I just feel like there's a whole homophobic situation going on in the black community in general, and why they continue to separate us from that particular.
The whole conversation of DeRay.
Yeah. Ray McKesson. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
That black cis men. I love that word cis. I like to say it now.
Oh, yeah.
Can you
explain it?
explain the abbreviation?
But no, cis is. What are you going to explain it?
Okay, so what I was gonna say, cis is okay. These way I can explain it. Cis is the antonym for trans. So for trans, cis. Yeah. Cis. CIS.
Yeah.
CIS. So what that means is, and by being the antonym for trans, it means like the opposite. Mm-hmm. So when people say, oh, he's a cis male, meaning that he's a non-trans male.
Okay, so that's what T.S. Madison was talking about on that video with Kaya. And why she said, Kaya, you can't say trans, you got to say cis, or you got to say,
you don't know who Kaya is?
You don't know who
Kaya is? Why is she talking about that?
Why Kaya has come up on 2 of these damn episodes.
What I'm saying is she gay? Like, I mean, why is she talking about... See, I don't know what show you guys talking about.
The point that I was trying to make was just the fact that I see why people are starting to say cis.
So people are saying cis. And the thing is, like...
I don't know what that is.
A lot of people are actually getting... A lot of straight cis people are getting uncomfortable because now there's this label attached to them.
But we've been living with labels all our lives.
Right, exactly.
So,
you gave us our labels.
Or male,
even when we never asked for them.
But
back to what I was saying was cis men, particularly black men, feel like they cannot get behind him because he is gay, and I'm just like, wow. What does that have to do?
Literally, like there's a ton of people on social media. D-Ray McKesson.
Yeah.
The biggest problem that I have with black people or with black men is you will not fight for me, but when you're getting shot down, because let's think of it like this: no black gay people has got shot down that I know. They wasn't gay, so I shouldn't be out there fighting, right? Essentially. So my thing is, when they're out there shooting y'all. So let me go ahead and separate myself. Y'all. Yeah. I'm out there fighting for y'all, but nobody's here fighting for me. Y'all are not fighting for me. Right. And that's the biggest problem I have with the black community. Basically. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could even argue the fact of, like, that's the reason why I said my third pivot gets educated, because I've had arguments with family because of the fact that I went to college and have a degree. They're like, oh, you bougie, you think you better than me, you think you this, that, and the other, and da-da-da-da.
But that goes back to kind of like slavery when black people wasn't even taught how to read, and you
a whole situation in my family.
Right. No, but that's what I'm saying.
How to read, that's how they looked at black people back in the day who learned how to read.
So is he trying to be mayor? Who is he? Like, is he?
He's an activist.
He's an activist. He's been a Black Lives Matter activist since like day one. Yeah. Like he was in
but since he gay, nobody want to be on him.
No, a lot of people support him, but there's a lot of black cis men who are like, no, I can't stand behind someone who's gay.
Yeah. When
he's on the front line, every rally, every march, in every city, in every state against the police, like getting pepper sprayed and everything, while you at home on your couch ain't doing nothing.
My black gay brothers and sisters not losing their lives to the police. It's not essentially, if we're looking at
the majority, right?
Majority. So my thing is, you say that, but he's fighting for you, your brother, your cousin, me, all of us.
But people are literally shunning and say they don't want to be a part of the Black Lives. Black people are saying
fighting for black people
because Black Lives not matter.
Black Lives
straight matter. Black straight lives.
And within the black community, you have gay, you have straight, you have all of that. But people are going to continue to separate every single damn thing, and that's the issue.
And that's the thing that gets me to his preference. Don't have nothing to do with what he's doing.
Yeah,
exactly.
But that's where intersectionality comes in. So intersectionality comes in where these black straight men are not like working with this black gay man just because of the fact that he's gay. Yeah. So where do we draw the line? Is the next question.
How do we draw that line? I think that's a difficult line to draw, though.
Decide you don't want to support someone just because of their sexuality.
Yeah. I wish I could stop.
People do it all the time,
though. People do it all the time.
Not just black people. That's just
people do it religious-wise. People do it
religious-wise, do it politically.
People do it.
Think about how the black Republicans were shunned so much because Trump won in the office.
But let's take it. Let's flip it, because we're looking at it from our community. Let's look out of our community. How are people being judged because they're black and poor or not? You know what I mean? Let's take it out of our community and look at other people who can be judged because of their social class, because it looks at social class as well. Where you went to school, where you live. There's people getting judged that's not even black, white people or Hispanic other people that fall under this. So, I mean, it is a black issue because we're black and we're talking about it. But I also want people to kind of see, like, it's not just black people who fall under what we're talking about. It's anybody, because it's not. What all levels does it kind of pivots?
It's race, gender, and class are the main three that they give.
The main three. Basically, you can be judged based on your finances, your gender. I mean, gender plays a huge role anyway, because I mean that people have been separating men and women for many decades.
I mean, a prime example would be O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Race and class, not talking about gender, but race and class. He is black, and he is of a different class than most people.
That is something I would like to really say also as well. A man can be a feminist. I hate that people sit here, and I have that argument like all the time on Facebook, like all the time. Yeah. They was just like, oh, are you a feminist because you're gay? I'm not a feminist because I'm gay. I'm not a feminist because I feel like...
Say something too when you're done.
Yeah, you can. Yes, go right in. I became a feminist just because I was raised in a family full of women who taught me the value of womanism, and that's why I'm a feminist.
Why do you have to be gay or a female to fight for other people's rights? Why can't you? Why do people assume that just because you're gay, oh yeah, that's why you're fighting? No, I'm fighting because it's not right. There's a lot of shit out there that don't even pertain to me. I'm not trans, but I still be fighting for trans rights because it's wrong. And that's the problem that I have. I really just hate to keep attacking the black community. That's the problem I have with some of the people people in the black community is because just because it doesn't apply to you is wrong in general. That's for anybody, it's wrong. I voted for gay marriage. At the time, I didn't want to get married, and I'm kind of still iffy right now. But if you want to get married, why do I need to block you from living your life?
I voted in favor of gay marriage too. I'm not in a gay relationship right now, but either way it goes, it doesn't affect me. And I want whoever loves each other to be able to get married.
Speaking of marriage, I got a good one. Did y'all see the thing about the young Caucasian woman who basically did this blog post and it turned completely wrong? So she was actually defending gay marriage, and she was basically saying, I am a white, cis, straight woman who is married, and I believe that gay people should have rights. And if you're a supporter of this as well, you should take a picture of your engagement ring pointing at it to show your support. Now, the issue, right, you see where this is going. The issue is social media took this and ran with it, and they basically dogged the living hell out of the lady. Because the way it was looking like the way it was portrayed or the way it was worded, it almost sounded like she was bragging, like, oh, I can get married and you can't, so I'm gonna show you a picture of my ring, and all the other straight people show a picture of their rings.
I don't know, I didn't see it that way.
We didn't.
I thought the Christian people was gonna fight back or something with them.
No, she got bashed for it. Like, even gay people bashed her because they were like, so now you're just bragging now you're just showing.
That's just showing solidarity.
Right. But and so and that's why I said that's the issue with intersectionality. Like a valid point you brought up, Travon, was that you said womenism.
Yeah.
Do you know the difference between feminism and womenism?
That's a really huge difference. What's your definition?
Not my definition. Feminist is just the social, economic.
But see, because womanism is, to me, is pertaining more towards the black woman.
It is. No, that's the exact difference. Yeah, womanism is more specifically towards black women, where feminism is women in general.
Yeah. So I'm not more of a womanist than a feminist because I really am. I call myself a black futuristic feminist because I always say that I talk for the women of the future. So in many cases, that's kind of how I think of it. So I guess I am considered to be more of a womanist than a feminist because I'm not gonna say that on recording, but I could give a care less about. But anyway, black women are powerful, but it's the same. Okay, look at the situation how when interracial marriage happened. Yeah, I remember when interracial marriage happened when they was trying to basically make it acceptable for black and white people to basically get married together. That's kind of how I look at this whole situation when it comes to same-sex marriage, and I think that's why I did it, because of the simple fact of I voted because I was just like, well, I mean, we went through the same thing with interracial marriage, so it's like, and we're doing it for the future, so like, why not? I mean, I'm not a religious person, so I don't really care about the whole, same sex doesn't supposed to get married stuff. Like, no, fuck that. Let's do stuff for the future. Cause let's do things for the fact that if I personally would want to get married to a man, I have the ability to. I may not, I'm not married now, but just like Avery was saying earlier, like it's to see other people so that other people could benefit from it, but one day, we'll benefit from it. But that's kind of how I looked at it with the interracial and the same-sex situation.
But again, that still brings back to my point. Like, so where do we draw the line of intersectionality?
Don't know.
Because what do you mean? Every person, basically, yes, the caveat starts with race, gender, and class, but it can go deeper and deeper and deeper depending on cultures. Because, like you guys mentioned, you mentioned religion. You mentioned, we said class.
Body type, too.
Body type is that could be a whole episode by itself. But that's what I'm saying. So as you go and, you break down all these things and all these characteristics of people, where do you draw the line on who do you fight for versus who you don't?
Break down the word. like intersection, like you got to break down the word, and the fact that we separate everything,
right?
That's the problem.
That's what I was going to say. We started giving labels, so you can never. I mean, you can draw the line where you fight, but I don't think we will ever stop labeling because that's what the world has come. As soon as we started becoming different, it was like label. What are you, black, white? It's like everything has to have a label, like top, bottom, verse.
I'm black. I'm young. I'm gay. I'm educated. I'm 23. I'm from Atlanta. Like it's just so.
You're a human being. We're all human beings when we first started.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get sectioned off.
Different shade.
You're skinny black. You're skinny. Mm-hmm. You're black.
Black, right.
You're gay. Yeah. You're poor. Like, why are we labeling all these things? Right. But for me, I don't draw a line because, like I said, with me, if it's wrong, it's wrong. Yeah. Like, I'm fighting for whatever it is. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of rights that straight people or white people have that are wrong, or things that there's no lack of rights that they have that I have to fight for. But if it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm fighting for everything.
But you actually brought up another point about it. You said if it's right, it's right. It's wrong, it's wrong. But it's right to you. So how do you know it's not right to someone else? It's like these people who are gay bashing, these people who are homophobic, these people who are doing all this, like they do it because, well, half of them, section of them, I'm not even gonna say half, see it as it's wrong, and that's just how they see it. Like a prime example, I have to argue with my mother every time we talk about either my dating life or my cousin's dating life. My cousin's a full like lesbian, married, everything, and I always have a struggle. No. I just said she's married.
Oh, okay. I was trying something.
I was trying. I
heard lesbian, full lesbian. God, let me help her.
But, like, I always have to, like, right. Like, I always have to correct my mom because they were like, oh, well, my cousin and her husband. And I'm like, you mean wife? Well, Eric, I don't know the title. And I'm like, it's wife. Or partner.
You know it.
Right. But the thing is, like, my mom, the way she was saying, she was like, well, you know, like, us, like, I'm stuck in my ways and all this other stuff, but you're not.
There's no reason for you. I'm not saying your mom ignorant.
Oh, no, she is.
There's no way for anybody to be ignorant because of your age.
Right.
Because you can educate, you're supposed to educate yourself until the day you die.
Every day.
Exactly.
Yes.
I feel like every human is a student, and you can learn from anybody, no matter what age it is. A 60-year-old can learn from a 20-year-old. Mm-hmm. It doesn't necessarily have to depend on. Do I need to say that again?
No, I just didn't hear the thing moving. I didn't see it. I was like, oh God.
Oh Lord, I'm talking low. But it's. I feel like you can learn from everybody. I think again, going back to Solange because I love her. She says she's a student of everything.
I'm a student of life.
Yeah, a student of life. Basically, a student of life.
But back to what you were saying was, I do think it's right, it's right, it's wrong, it's wrong. People only want to make it wrong when they feel like it affects them.
Right.
And it affects them. I read a quote that it was like, human rights is not like a pie. Just because you give a group more of it, it's not going to take away from yours. I think that's mostly people's problem. They feel like once we start giving everybody rights, they're going to lose. And I say with religion, people feel like once you start giving people the rights that they feel fall under their religion is going to lose whatever it is to them. And it doesn't. That is what you believe. Yeah. And that's for you. You cannot pull your beliefs off on other people.
Yeah.
Right. And I can't. Like, I believe that my kids should come up, and I may come up to the point where I'm never going to assign them a gender to be like, oh, you're a boy or girl. You're whatever you want to be, and I know a lot of people don't agree with that. But that's how I want to raise my kids, to be like, you're whatever you want to be. Yeah. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, no, you got to go there and you got to teach all the kids. That's not what they believe. That's what I believe. Yeah. And that's what I think America needs to realize. You believe what you believe, you be respectful, and you move on. There's people who don't believe in gay marriage. That's fine. Don't be out here trying to tell other people, believe what you want, honey, vote how you want to, and move on. Keep your mouth closed.
Yeah, but that First Amendment just gotta let everybody say something about it, and I think there's a beauty and a curse to it.
Like the first 10 of them contradict themselves because one is freedom of religion, and then yet we have Americans who are bashing people depending on their religious preference.
Yeah.
So it all contradicts itself, but that's neither here nor there. But like another prime example of intersectionality that they mentioned, and are we good on time or? Okay. One of the stories they gave was that these these two black guys were introduced into like this white social club. They showed up. They're like, okay, they let them in the front door. Wasn't an issue like that or anything. This is like in like the 60s or 70s. And they're like, yeah, no, you guys are fine. It's the women that we let through in the back. So who do you fight for? Like, you're a black man who's getting access to this, but then they're bashing another minority.
Wow.
So do you like? So you've made a path for the people to come behind you, but when you've made that path, do you try and stand up for the people who have been suffering for it?
Yeah.
I guess he has to answer that.
Yeah.
It's right is right, it's wrong is wrong for me.
So are you willing to give up the entire legacy that you're potentially building for
because
that?
even
You have to.
Because it's not a legacy.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a
and
great
not
legacy.
to throw it off, but that's just even like the Kaepernick thing. You see how I said he paid the way, playing football and stuff, but then he saw that his race, of men getting killed by police officers when he tried to stand up. Now look at him.
But now look at all the other NFL black players who are not doing anything.
Right.
Like, so it's like that's what I'm saying. So what side do you choose?
And that's where it reaches the money status or the fame status. Because in
rich slaves.
Lil Wayne said
Oh,
it
that one was
best.
so good.
Granted, it kind of makes sense to me, but once you start making money, they don't look at it like, oh, I make too much money. That'll never happen. It doesn't apply to them. And that's also another pivot of what you was talking about, social class. Because certain people in a different social class are like, oh no,
Money talks, basically.
money talk. I'll never be out there. Or my kids. It can happen to you too. Don't get it
Twisted.
Don't get it twisted. But certain people feel like that as well. Like, oh, I make this much money, so I don't have to fight for that.
Right.
I said it on the show. I'm going to fight for whatever because the legacy that I want to leave, I don't want it to be sanctioned off to, oh, he only fought for gay rights. No, I want to fight for everybody's rights.
Yeah.
And also, like, I've participated in a lot of Black Lives Matter marches, but I have not heard about any of the other marches, and I would
Trans
like
rights
to.
marches.
I would like to participate in that because, like you said, I'm a believer in right is right. Can't say that. So my right is right then. Well, what I think, because I feel that if anybody wants to serve for this country, they should be allowed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
I just feel
And people get me crazy when I say this. My thing is, and this is going to sound horrible on air, but I don't care. I feel as only straight white men should be in the army.
What?
No, because they're the only people fully getting the American experience, fully getting the rights of being American, where every other person is getting patronized or kicked out or discriminated against for something. So therefore, why do we have to fight for a country? That always did bother me, that I have all these friends and family and cousins that I'm like, y'all are sitting here fighting for this country, and then you come back and you can get shot by a cop just because of the color of your skin.
I personally agree with you on that, and that's the crazy thing about it. Because the white man is getting the full American dream. If you think about it, I mean, he should be the person that should be fighting.
I don't know. I've seen some white people that aren't living the good lives.
I mean, you do have poor white people too.
Yeah,
and they.
I never said, but I never brought in class.
Yeah.
But listen, but we as people, we always try to focus on slavery, but all white people wasn't living good either. Like you said, it had some poor white people too in slavery days. They were struggling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
There was some white people who were slaves because of the simple fact that they was for black people trying to be free. So they turned them into
But to be fair, these same poor white people are the ones who are saying we need war and going out there. So why don't you volunteer your sons and your fathers and your daughters to go and fight this war that you want so badly?
Yeah. I personally would want to fight for America. I'm not for the whole military thing because of the simple fact I'm just like, well, if America didn't fight for me as a black person, why the hell would I go out into another country that I have no idea of who the hell I'm fighting for?
What you fighting for?
Just you know, when you ain't even my social life, my whole entire
we already at war.
Right. That's why I don't do it.
It's a big game because at the end of the day, it's like, why are we trying to gang our soldiers up to go fight somewhere where they don't want peace?
Why you gotta force people?
Or go somewhere where they already had peace.
And they don't have peace here in America.
No. But I'm saying, why do? But most of these third world countries that we're attacking have peace already, and then we go in.
It's the peace they want, right? They don't want it.
Yeah. Iraq is a very peaceful country, and people really
people don't even talk about people would look at Iraq in the 90s.
I just don't understand that because. We have problems here that you ain't working on, but you want to go out there and try to do.
Does Flint have clean water yet?
No. It's day 1,201. I just saw it today on Twitter actually that they have not had clean water, and it's pretty sad how they don't have clean water.
Because we getting off the topic,
right?
Yeah.
Well, not fully. Because think about intersectionality; it kind of covers everything. Kind of covers all bases, so we're not fully off topic. But like I said, the biggest question I just wanted to ask, and you guys have already pretty much answered, where do we draw the line?
How about everybody go around it? Where do you draw the line? Or is there even a line?
That's the thing. I don't see a line because I feel because I'm one of those people that I fight for everybody on every situation, even when I don't have to. Because we talked about it on the break, class-wise, I'm at a higher class than most of my peers, but I'm still fighting. I'm still paying all the taxes, all of them. Anyway, but I'm still here fighting for equal rights and equal pay for people.
Yeah.
I'm still marching with Black Lives Matter most of the time. I'm kind of taking a step back after when people started going off about degrade because that bothered me. Still marching for Black Lives Matter. I'm still marching for the feminist movement. I don't really call myself a feminist because I actually don't like the term feminist if it's all about equality. Because I feel by calling it feminist, you're saying specifically for women.
I feel that the feminist movement only helps white women.
I think that's why I say I should call myself more of a womanist.
Well, but that's still intersection. That's still our intersection points. That's the thing. So
they only care when it affects them. But anyway.
But yeah, so I think it depends on the situation of where I determine the limit.
Maybe we can go around. Dear Black people, not a hateful thing, but just we can end it like that. I'll start.
I feel like people would look at
because we need that stuff.
So you can hear. So you can hear. Get bothered, but listen, because if you think about the Dear White People, it was never to it was fun, or
it was just telling the truth.
It was just bringing awareness of what we want you
I got
to
mine.
hear. I'll go first.
Ever black, so it makes it better because if you see white people saying they're black,
wait, there's not people.
We're definitely having an issue.
Let's not even. It may not even be towards Black people, but mine is. I just want to get.
Oh no, mine is.
We can just keep it Dear Black.
Okay. Yeah.
But what if? Okay, I'm gonna say mine, but I'm gonna caveat.
Dear Black people, do not say you will not fight for a Black gay person, but you will want a Black gay person to fight for you on a straight issue. It is all the same. It is not just a Black gay issue. It is a issue in general to the Black people because most of the time white gay people already don't have these problems. So what I would want for you guys to do is to please fight for me the same way that I love and will fight for you any day.
Dear Black people, when you see these videos on Facebook that have Black people fighting each other, stop writing, but Black Lives Matter. Because the fuck they do. Black lives still matter because when a Black person kills another Black person, more than likely they're going to go to jail. But when these cops are killing us, nobody's doing anything about it. So Black Lives Matter regardless of who is killing who.
Dear Black people, stop being closed-minded. Start looking at your community and seeing the issues that we're having and start fighting for them. Stop putting one person as a leader to fight for a whole entire community of people and actually get together and bring the whole entire community together to fight over the issues that we complain about every single day.
Dear Black people, can you please stop sagging? Can you please stop wearing these do-rags in public? Women, can you stop wearing the rollers in your hair? Stop wearing these Rihanna ratchet. I love my slippers. Those are my shoes. Ratchet. No, they're not. Stop wearing those.
They do look like house shoes.
House shoes, okay?
Whatever.
I'm not stopping.
Like that came out of nowhere. Damn.
Come on, man.
Okay.
Because we being stereotyped. Come on, let's grow up.
I could agree with that on you. Yeah, I could agree with that in some way. But I do like those shoes.
My brother, that's why I don't like them.
You wear those house slippers.
Dear Black people, please stop elevating Black girl magic if you're gonna bash Black boy joy.
Ooh.
Wow.
Reason why I say this, there's too many Black people, and this goes for men and women, that I've seen who have been bashing these young Black boys who are growing their hair out, coloring it, expressing themselves, dancing how they want to, writing music how they want to, doing all this stuff they want to do, but they're being constantly bashed by our own community because they're expressing themselves. But if we switch genders, it would just be like, oh no, it's cool because they're just expressing themselves because they're women.
I like that.
I like that. I really do.
Deep.
That's super deep. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. If you enjoy our show, please subscribe to it and rate it on Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music. Also, if you have any suggestions or to write in a letter to the panel, please email us at thepanelatlpodcast@gmail.com. This episode of The Panel ATL is edited by Marcel Eadon.